Alright, hello everyone, welcome back once again to some more Malice Reacts. This time, Paranormal Files, the Atchison Demon House, scariest place in Kansas, terrifying paranormal activity on camera. At least that's what the title says. These long-winded titles. Anyways, so yeah, as you can tell, we are catching it live, much like we did with, Twin Paranormal this week. After I'm done with this, the episode for Sam and Kobe should be going up. So expect this one tomorrow. Well, I'm saying, well, I say expect this one tomorrow. None of you are going to see this until it releases tomorrow. Excuse me. Got nothing else going on tomorrow, so if I have time and have the energy, I will actually finally be playing some more Thief tomorrow, so I can finally get an extra video in for the week for filming. Meanwhile, I believe, very quickly catching up on the the Ghost Exorcism Inc. videos. Anyways, about to start, so to the video.
I'm worried about Jeff tonight at my house a little bit, because whatever he felt there at the Sally house, it is going to be tenfold.
Oh my God! What the?
This could be our darkest case yet.
Hi, my name's Steve Trumbull. I am the owner of the 1322 Maple House of the Dead, and this house is haunted. It is extremely haunted, and we have a demon. Remember I told you there's flies all the time? Oh my God. But that's the pentagram. And these kids were fooling around with it here, did some things.
And do you think it's dangerous to be talking to this thing?
Absolutely. That's why we don't let people spend the night here.
So this is blood right here.
That is blood. Here on the side.
Let's try to pray and see if it pisses this thing off.
It almost just laughed at me saying we should
Do
pray.
you have a name, Big Demon?
The Bone Breaker.
Oh. So this house is built on top of bodies.
On top of bodies. There's still bodies in this area all the way around us.
Wow. Okay, this place already sounds like it's gonna be intense.
On tonight's episode of the Paranormal Files, we're investigating a house built on top of over 100 dead bodies. This is the House of the Dead here in Atchison, Kansas. The paranormal activity inside of this home behind me is so intense that the owner himself refuses to stay in the house past midnight. And he in fact does not allow people to stay overnight for one full night. That's because he's so concerned about what these entities could do to you. Tonight on the Paranormal Files, we're about to come face to face with this dark entity that the owner describes as being a demon. And not just any demon. He knows this demon's name, he knows where it hangs out, and he knows just how much harm it can do to the human body. So please, as we always say before we do these sorts of episodes, if you're watching online, even if you're on your couch sitting comfortably under a blanket eating a snack, these entities are known to be able to travel through electronics, through Wi-Fi signals. I don't know how the hell that happens, but it does happen. We've had people get scratched while watching our videos. We've had people's windows shatter in their houses. This is not something to play around with, and according to the owner and what we just learned on this tour, this could be our darkest case yet. But anyways, make sure you're protected. We love y'all so much, and welcome to this extremely dark and gruesome episode of the Paranormal Files.
My foot just snapped like super hard.
Now, normally we
That foot didn't give me
investigate
trouble. I
haunted
just got new
locations
shoes to
that
help fight it.
are infamous, that paranormal investigators know. But in this video, we're investigating a place that nobody really has ever heard of, the House of the Dead in Atchison, Kansas. This is a small home located only 3 minutes away from the infamous Sally house. And the owner of this place claims that the energy here is darker than at the Sally house. He's experienced all sorts of crazy phenomena. He's had psychics throw up. Psychics say they won't enter the home. They found symbols written all throughout the house. There's mysterious items and artifacts inside of the home from the past owners. And on top of all of that, the place is supposedly built on top of a graveyard. Now, it's been confirmed that there is a graveyard right there, and historians do think that there's a graveyard underneath this home. So, holy shit, there's a lot of dark energy here. And once again, if you're watching this video, I want you to pray, bless, protect yourself, do whatever you have to do to ward off any evil energy that may come from
did it for myself already.
Because,
I ain't taking no chances.
You're about to learn some dark things, and this video is about to get dark itself.
Because that
so
will
it's really
look pretty
interesting
extreme.
to do a place that isn't really as known as other places, but still had such a deep history to it. And while we were there, we just wanted to learn more about what happened to this place.
So at first we met up with the owner of the House of the Dead, Steve. And we wanted him to give us a tour like he does to his haunted taxi patrons around the city of Atchison, Kansas. He said he had some places he wanted to bring us by that would link to the story of the home and give us more insight into why Atchison is considered to be the most haunted town in all of Kansas and one of the most haunted towns in America. So, yeah, we were in for a little treat as we went on a joyride with Steve around town.
Hi, my name is Steve Trumbull. I own 1322 Maple House of the Dead. We also run the Haunted Taxi behind us here, which you guys see right there. And our house is demonic, and we're excited to have you guys to see what it's like. It is one crazy place. We are right now at Mount Vernon Cemetery, and we're going to walk around the cemetery and talk about it a little bit, and then we'll head back, eventually back to our house. So I appreciate you guys coming out tonight, and we're excited to see you.
Yeah, he's already been telling us some really scary shit.
Yeah, yeah, right.
It's just the beginning, man.
All right, so right here, you guys know that the cemetery was actually segregated by race. I think I told you that. One segment's African Americans, one's Jewish, and one is Caucasian. The cemetery itself, the first body was here in 1864. This is a pretty haunted cemetery, but the big thing is we put a lot of these flags up because after 100 years, nobody will never know who you are. When I had a near-death experience, okay? And so my blood pressure was at 240 for a week, okay? Okay, so it's really, really bad. After it ended, I didn't really, I just started feeling different things like your dad does a little bit. I know your dad, what he feels is that same thing. And at my house, I have something there for you guys to get the feeling of what your dad feels like. I actually designed something so you guys can actually feel what that feels like. We had one of the top psychics in the world ride our tour, and she told me, she said, the house picked you didn't pick the house, which I find, it's just, that kind of scares me a little bit anyway. My wife sure don't like to hear that, but the bottom line is the house, it is crazy, but it kind of ties into Atchison here a little bit because a lot of that time period was from here when they, and they had a lot of pandemics come through, obviously, the Spanish flu, and they had the tuberculosis, and they've had a lot of things where people were going through a lot of different stuff that happened in town here. And so what they did is they buried them here in this area. There's actually three big ones. There's here, Oak Hill, and Taylor are the three cemeteries that we run into all the time. Atchison considers themselves the most haunted town in Kansas. I kind of think they're the most haunted town in the United States. And I've told Jill this, Jill, the Chamber of Commerce, I think, because Amelia Earhart, all the kids you got, kids that are younger, if I said Amelia Earhart, you know who she is? Of course. A lot of people do not. That's crazy. But if you say Sally House or McIntyre, yep, they'll know. They do. Okay. All right. He actually died at his post. Kind of cool, right?
I've never seen a grave like that.
Is that amazing? He actually died on his post.
On August 29th, 1882, this story ran in the Atchison Daily Globe, featuring a train engineer with an eerie tale. While on a recent run late at night, he saw a phantom engine coming around a curve.
Wow, okay, a real phantom engine.
He also saw an engineer looking out the window of that train. It was a man he knew well, Britt Kraft. But the problem with what that engineer saw, Britt Kraft was dead, killed a few weeks earlier and buried in this Atchison cemetery. But on his grave marker, a clue to explain what his friends saw. The fading message here, honor to the dead who died to save others. Running his train on that summer night, Britt Kraft came around a bend to see the bridge he was about to cross on fire. While too late to stop the entire train, he brought the engine to a stop on the burning bridge, knowing he wouldn't survive the fire, but that his passengers would escape. Kraft became a hero, a legend, who may have wanted one more ride. His fellow engineer who saw that phantom had no doubt, saying, "I have seen the ghost of Britt Kraft's engine."
I'm worried about Jeff tonight at my house a little bit. I am worried about him there. I'm going to be honest with you, because whatever he felt there at Sally house, it is going to be tenfold.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want you to know, but the Sally house is extremely haunted. I believe it has the Z demon. I don't like using their names, but I believe it has the Z demon. You guys know who that is, right? Holy shites, boy. Well, I mean to tell you, you guys scare. I don't like to use their names.
Really?
I do not, because
Give it power?
I have brought it home 3 different occasions from my house. My partner's been twice. We're worried about some of our health a little bit. I've had some things, just little things happen. It was kind of weird. But the weirdest...
The tour was interesting, but we wanted to go inside to see what lurked within this house. And it seemed like the moment we opened the door, something was waiting for us.
Do you guys feel that?
Yeah.
It's like an impression. It almost, you get that feeling right when you get here. Okay. Quick, take your picture. Quick, get picture. Yep. Okay, good.
Holy
That's
shit.
good. Hey, we know we're home. We're here. Hey, you can't mess with these guys. Here, right away. I told you guys. I wasn't f***ing around with it, so all I want to do is, first thing first is I want you...
Wow.
Holy cow. That's my motion detector going off right between here. So here's what it's hot. So here we're going to do is we're going to have you guys set your stuff up right here. Hi, my name's Steve Trumbull. I am the owner of the 1322 Maple House of the Dead. We also own the Haunted Taxi and Fearcation Travel. Well, we actually bought this house a year ago, and this house is haunted. It is extremely haunted, and we have a demon in it. It's always something happening here. We've already had a lot of things, doors open and it closes. We have a lot of banging, a lot of things happen. But our big thing is when they used to be here, this used to be called Block 56, and during the haunted trolley, they still talk about it. There's 100 bodies that are still here. Now, we think there's about 140 left in the area, and the rest of the cemetery's at the top. We had one of the top psychics in the world. She had said the cemetery went all the way around us. So there's about 140 bodies still left here. When they buried them in 2-foot graves, and they did not treat them real good on this side of town because they were, black on this side of town, and so they buried them here, and they didn't let, they were actually, the cemetery was built right around that block, called Block 56, this area.
So this house is built on top of bodies.
On top of bodies. There's still bodies in this area all the way around us. And at the very top of the street, there's still the cemetery. At the very top, you can actually see parts of that cemetery. And in the back, there's still tombstones at the back here. And they used to be all the way around, but they were little wooden graves, little wooden crosses like that. And so what they would do is when they pulled them up, they didn't know how many were left here when they moved them. And they eventually moved them. And they said they moved them to Taylor, to Oak Hill, also to Mount Vernon Cemetery along the way. So to this day, if you take the haunted trolley tour, they'll take you up there, and they tell you about 100 bodies are still left. And so we think that's how many are here. That's why we bought the house, because we knew that's what this was part of.
So what's the history of the actual structure of the house?
The house was built in 1926. It was the first house. Before that was the cemetery was here before that. But from 1926, this house was built, and it was the first house in the area. We were the first house in this whole area here. And then eventually it all kind of filled in around us, and it's still here. And the old things with the 3 little pigs, build your house out of straw, out of sticks, or out of brick. Well, this house is made out of brick, and it's really strong structure. And you can see it here. When we bought it, it was not like this, okay, guys? It was a lot of problems. It took us about 6 months to kind of get it all cleaned up and ready to go and get it going again. And so along the way, we'd come in here, we'd come back from where we were at, we'd come back and we'd find tools on the floor. We'd hear like that noise upstairs. We're constantly hearing our voices being, you know, I'll call out our names. Anytime we show up in here, doors would open up on their own. We'd have, you know, whatever happened. And along the side of the house, what really finally sold us on the house, we were videotaping on a haunted taxi tour, and these women picked up an orb turning into a figure right along the side of the house. And that was kind of the final straw that said, hey, we're going to buy it. And so my business partner, he runs American Shaman at 151 in Olathe, and we decided to go and buy the house. And so we have since been here for 1 year now, just 1 year.
Wow.
Okay.
So it's pretty recent.
It is pretty recent. Pretty recent.
Well, that you've actually set this up.
Yeah, it's right.
Not that it was built.
And that pretty good,
Yeah.
right? This is the coffin to grave where they used to wrap them. Okay, they wrap them, delice them, and put them in here all the way around us. And so you can actually see with the head here to here where they were. Okay, and so a lot of times in the mornings they would come in and they'd be dead from that night before. They'd wrap them and put them in here. And if you look on the haunted taxi tour and also the trolley tour, they always talk about 100 bodies that were still here left in the area. Well, this is where they did them. They actually took them. They're called Block 56. And this is where they actually started, where they took them and they put them. And a lot of them laid in state in that house right there. And so that's why it's so haunted. We think at least 15 different people have laid in state in that house. Okay, at least 15. We also had a kid up in the attic who actually had a sledding accident. He slid I like my partner's way he talks about it. He split him in half. It did. All I know is it cut him up and he bled to death. He likes women. When we're here, it always messes with women a lot. And so, but this is where they would lay them here. We actually have a game called called Dead Meat. Where you actually lay here, take some pictures, and we get you to feel for that. So let me show you down here, take you guys down here where the graves are there's still some down here. Okay, so we come back here. If you look back here, there's still, right? There's still areas here where there's the bodies here. If you look back here, up here by the tree, yeah, there's just a freaking, you can still see some of the remnants of the tombstones right there. You see them right there? There and there. There's still tombstones all the way up along that ridge there.
Crazy that their cameras can kind of pick up the
they're still
frame rate
here
of
to
this
this day.
flashlight.
And at the top of the street, that's the ones that are left. And then they're also in our basement. I'll show you guys some stuff we have left there. He did when he was working here. This is what they look like. They're what's left. But they were here for many, many, many eons. And like I said, there's a lot. Okay, there's a stone. There's another stone by the tree on the other side there. There's one further up here. We have some big deer come through here too. We also have a bald eagle comes through here.
Really?
Kind of cool. Yeah, a big old eagle comes through. So we'll come on out. Some of the areas of our house, like I said, this is when I mow. The woman always yells at me through this window right here. My neighbors see the lights of the lady upstairs show up. And I'm going to show you guys this here real quick here. I'm going to pull up here. Hey. That door was closed when we left.
Yep, I saw it.
That door was closed when we left. Look, the lights come on in the back there. The lights in there gone inside there. You guys okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Told you. Come on. You know, that's another thing. We see a lot of bugs in this area. That's one thing we see, which is kind of crazy to the house. This is where we saw that entity come through here a lot. It moves around here in this area a lot, and it goes down through into the basement. But I'm going to show you guys some things. So yeah, let me show you guys around here real quick here, and I want to start running some ghost equipment too. Okay, you guys mind? Because we want to make sure you guys get that. We get that feel because a lot of this is
it's kind of manic, but also I can understand why he's a little manic because he's got to try to remember a lot of stuff going on all over this place.
Okay, so let me first. So I'm going to run this one here, and then I'm going to run this one here. Listen. I'm going to set these right here. And you're going to hear a lot of different things that are happening. So let's start out here. Okay, so when we first got in the house, my first thing was this. I wanted to have it like a 1926 kind of a feel for that time period. So I bought these radios and that. Now my wife went to estate sales with me, we bought it. But this is the most amazing thing. You see all these batteries here? These are from this house. We go through batteries like this, gets changed every 2 weeks. All our smoke detectors go off at about 2 to 3 weeks on a regular basis. We're constantly changing batteries all the time here. Because it's just one massive battery sucker, okay? We actually, if you saw the video, our cameras we have 7 cameras in the house. All 7 of them recently turned off at once. We couldn't figure out why. And so by one, we turned them, we got them back on, but they're all upside down. They're all our cameras are upside down. But when we turned this back on, we found that we saw a woman looking out here through this right lens here. So you guys can see that. And I will send some video with Colin so he can show all that. But these cameras, when you're here, they don't go on you. They'll go on everywhere where you're not. And then let me show you guys in here. We have a lot of problems with these sticks. There's a reason people always ask me, why are these sticks up? Because they get thrown out of here a lot. We come back and our sticks are on the floor. They're moving around. The other thing is too, when we go in that kitchen, I'm going to show you guys some things. But let's start in here. Here.
Let me take a picture of this wheelchair.
Yeah, take a picture of your wheelchair. Okay, take your time. Who wants to go first? I gotta make sure everything's off. There you go. Okay, there you go. One at a time, take off. You all right?
Yeah. We're out here.
This one we came here, we left it pretty the same what it was when we came here. This is the basement, so come on in, everybody come on in. So I got a
Gosh
question
dang
for you.
banshee.
Why would you have locks on all this? We had 8 owners in 10 years in this house, okay? And so we also
8
brought
owners
these
in
prayer
10 years.
chairs. So if you see these prayer chairs right here, these chairs, we actually got these from Lucy McMahon. She's from the area, and she gave us these chairs to use in the place. And she said these were from in Marquette, Kansas, and they used to have the Oddfellows there. And these are prayer chairs. And we think this guy must have been some kind of a bigwig, because this is different than everybody else's. Now we also have a game here we called Mr. Sandman. So everybody takes their turn, and then they call out Mr. Sandman, Mr. Sandman. We close this, and then we call it out. Without that mirror there, sometimes you'll see things here. It's really odd. It's very odd. Very odd. It's a game called Mr. Sandman, Mr. Sandman when you're here. The other thing too is, why would you have a fake wall? Okay, right? It's very odd. Have an odd wall in here, a fake wall like this comes through here. So I'm going to show you guys a couple more things here as we walk around. We'll go ahead and come on. My door's now open again. Look.
What the
The
hell?
door's closed. It's open again. I'm telling you guys, it constantly will open and close on its own. You see it? Okay. So I'm going to leave this one like this.
I just heard it say it's open on the device.
It'll constantly, that's why we run that in here, because we want them to be able to communicate to you. The big thing is look, ghosts are high spirits. They're spirits. That's all spirit boxes are spirits. This is a demonic house. This has truly been sealed. And I'm going to show you downstairs what happened, what they did. But the thing about this house is the creep factor on this, when they always open and close. Let's just go ahead and close this one for now. We come back and okay, let's see if I'm gonna leave it like that. Let's see if you open and close it. You got it? All right, so okay, we'll take you back this way.
Just said I like this place.
The woman here before us, they hadn't been in here since about 2017 was the last time they was here. By the way, you have batteries. You're always on camera. These are running right now, but up here, that right there, that mirror, they used to watch that door right there. And that's what she would look at to see. Because remember I showed you, why would you have locks? Because you're trying to keep whatever's there in there, okay? So we'll come on back in here. Did you hear that?
Yeah, what did it say?
It said, I think it... I thought it used your name. So I'm going to show you guys this real quickly. So when we got to this house, a couple things we did. We started going through the upstairs. We started finding things. This is off an old straitjacket. This actually was up in the attic right here. This piece right here. You see this right here? I don't like to touch it. And we have a lot of these pieces showed up at the chimney, and we found women's clothing up in the attic.
Oh.
Okay, and I'm going to tell you something later on that will
So you found all this stuff?
all this stuff that throughout the week came by the chimney, or mainly in the chimney. Once in a while we found it down and we just show up. We come here down in the dirt and we'd be down there. So let me show you guys this here. So when we got this house, we started noticing all our cupboards would open and close on their own. They're always open. So when we were here, these doors, okay, this door right here has flies in here year round. You can see them in here year round. They never go away. And that's where that 12.5, that face that you saw on that video, I'll put you, Colin, that it's 12.5 feet in the air. That's where it was. And we actually do called haunted deprivation in here. Also, too, one spirit. The other thing, too, is I was cleaning the carpets, and my partner was the king of Old English. You know, Old English, wiping down everything. I used to go home and have Old English all over me. I was doing the carpets, and I came down, and I noticed this. This is blood, this is blood, this is blood. And this here, if you can tell me what that says, that would be great, because we've had a lot of different people. We had a demonologist try to tell us what this is. You guys know that there is a... Steve.
Yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't like, first off, it doesn't like, when I give this away, I'm telling you guys something, what's happened here, there's nefarious things happen here. Why would you have black blood all over this here? This right here we would find this like this, and it scared me so much. I was doing the carpets, I left.
Really?
I ended up leaving. I left the house, called Mike, my partner. I said, Mike, did you see this? He said, no. He said, I Old English that the day before. Now, we've actually got some markers. I'll point those out. We got down in the basement. We had a demonologist look at them. He said, those are actual demon markings, and I will show them to you. But these flies are here January, February, March, all the time. They never go away.
Wow. So this is blood right here.
That is blood. Here on the side. Up that side here. Let's go this way, come around this way. And this is the heart. We have two hearts of the house. That's upstairs. That's where we're going to go. Look how spooky that is.
That's a little creepy.
So our 8-ball is down. This is 8-ball, and the tennis ball, where's where? This is Mr. Bones. This is the restroom in here. Obviously, this is the only light in the entire house, people. This is what we had. I wanted people to get, hey, bang. So you look right here. What we did in here is each Mike and me were out trying to outdo each other on this house. So along the way, he would buy something and I would buy something, and we were a lot of them from the dark web, obviously. But this was actually from Translunigania, this one right here. And this is from a garage sale right here. It's from a garage sale. And so what we did is I wanted you to get, your dad is a sensitive, right? Papa spooks. And so I wanted you guys to get a feel what it's like to do this. And I'll have you guys do this tonight. I'll have you try this and see what this is about, so you get a feel for this. By sitting in this, you'll get that feeling, okay? Yeah. Okay. All right? You all right? All right? And this is the only light in the whole house for you. And by the way, these are all haunted lithograms I actually bought online.
Oh yeah,
I'll show you guys how to do this.
Experiment. That is creepy shit.
Okay, so and then the 8-ball is always down. We'll get that out of the way. When you get to the top of the stairs, you're going to feel completely different as we head up there, okay? Their house, when we got here, I'm in this side. This is my favorite part of the house. Didn't think anything about this room, okay? So we brought that psychic in here. She came up here with us, and she said, this is the heart of the house. I said, okay, knock it off. I said, this is my movie room here. She said, no. She said, you're not picking this up. I said, no. She said, what are those? Those are soundproof. And they're on all the way down both sides, and there's an actual platform that goes across with an eye bolt put into the ground. So let me ask you a question. What would you be doing with that? Because right here is where they put them in.
Really?
So why would you be doing that? on each side. Look, both sides. They're soundproof. Now our house was the only house that was in the area. It was here. And if you see it, it goes all the way on both sides, and I'll show it to you. When we get under there, you can actually see it. But on that, those were actually here. These were actually here when we got here. And so I didn't pick this up, and she said, you've had many, many women through here. And I'm not going to tell you what they did to them, but they did some bad things to them in the basement. So let's go show you here, okay? Come on in here. So this is where they put them in at. These are the doors on both sides, okay? And so that's where they were in. So we'll run them in here. By the way, since Colin here, this is where Dirty Gertie and her gang is. Our dolls are up here. We have a Holocaust doll that's here at the house, and when you come, she's under lock and key, and we have, we make sure that she's safe because she is quite haunted. So we'll come on in here. Now my question to you is this, okay? Before we get any further, I want you to look at that camera, okay? Okay. I want you to watch that camera. I'm gonna do nothing but you guys put your cameras on it and watch it. Somebody down there. It moves 400 or 500 times a day, all the time, everywhere, but where you're not. We're going to go through these pictures tonight, and you're going to be amazing. By the way, I apologize. Our little air conditioner has not been working quite as good.
I know. It's way better in here than anywhere
Okay,
else
so
today.
Yeah.
Okay, so isn't that crazy though? I mean, it's a constant. So we're gonna take you in here. This is you got your. Colin said he's excited about psychomantrium, so we're gonna bring you in here and we'll show you this. My light's going. This is always an area we have a lot of issues. So if you see here, that's the outside. Now this will turn. This is that camera I showed you in the car that's broken.
Yep.
This is the one that was broken. This right here, these are all the things we keep finding to show up down here, right in this area. And these are the psychomantriums. Another thing we've noticed about our psychomantriums is these symbols here are like the basement ones. We've been noticing that. You said Jared again. Did you hear that? That was the guy we had problems with. Okay, so real quickly, this is our haunted doll collection. They're always being thrown. We come back and all the stuff is always somebody behind you. Steve. It just said Steve. Is that crazy? So we come right here and you look. By the way, I got these mirrors from Penhurst. They're shaving mirrors. By the way, this is too interesting.
Jeez.
Remember I told you there's flies all the time?
Oh my God.
They never go away. They're here year round. And they're yeah. Those are ladybugs and flies. They're always here. And it gets, this is where if you watch, watch our video and I'll show it to you. We have an entity that looks like, just like this out, right here. He's looking out. We've got him on picture. This is Dirty Gertie. This is what Dirty Gertie does. These are our dolls, haunted dolls. This one's from England. We've got several this one down here. We got these two from the dark web and they're constantly being thrown, these two here, and this one here. This is John Wayne Gacy. This is the kid. We have John Wayne. John Wayne Gacy sometimes will move. We'll catch him rocking and moving. Also, two here. These dolls right here. My partner bought this one from the dark web, and this one actually is supposed to have a cat spirit in it. I don't know about that, but they did a voodoo or something. But the dolls, we'll put them up, and they'll go right back down. Finally, this is Dirty Gertie, people. This is Dirty Gertie. She has the Holy Trinity. You can see her on there and there. She's the one that you guys will read about her right here. But this is what's interesting about Dirty Gertie. When you look at her right here, okay, remember I showed you her face? Look, remember I told you, Colin, I said, look at the side of this. All three sides clear. Look at this one side over here. See it? You see that?
Yeah.
That's the only place. And this is where you get like a chest pain up here. People get terrible chest pains when they go where you were at back there. I get chest pains to the point. My partner, the business partner, he changed this out recently. Ran outside. I was mowing, and I said, what's going on? He said, I have to get out of there. He said there was banging, and he said when I got in here, I had chest pain, terrible chest pain. And so we back here. If you look back here,
What'd you say?
Sig Heil.
I told you guys, it's Hitler.
That literally said Sig Heil.
I told you guys, no, this is a demonic
Wait, but
house.
so to explain to people online, doll is linked to Nazi history.
This doll is from the Nuremberg trials. This is the Dirty Gertie is from my grandfather was in the Nuremberg trials. He was a translator for Field Marshal Goering and his gang. Five of the six people end up being going to the gallows, and she is actually tied to that. Correct. Along with we got the Hitler book, reaction safety deposit book. These are actually postcards from Field Marshal Goering.
Wow.
And he did just say Sig Heil, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's why we run this. You guys understand? Look, ghosts, people go out there and just try to go, hey, here, pinwheel, that. You need to listen. They're telling you things. And I don't like to hear Sig Heil. That was crazy. But if you look back here, there's an old door back here. Connie, you want to look back here, take a look there, and you'll see the door way back there. Way at the back, okay? That door leads back to an area that I always have. I went back there and found the ice pick and the stuff that was around here, and I still have chest pain when I come up here. I don't know what it is, but look behind here. I want you to look behind here. These are women's clothes, so look right behind here. There's women's clothes, and there's the you can see it all the way down. You see it down here. You see the landing. Okay, so right here you see the shoes. You see all this stuff. These are women's clothing behind here. And there's a platform way further. You see it down there now, the platform? So when you when you do your video, take pictures of a lot of this up here. Because I'm gonna take pictures of you guys here in a little bit of your eyes. Because our big thing is we want to make sure you don't go home with anything, okay? I was crazy that it said Sig Heil. I didn't even pick that up.
That was very clearly what
We heard it and we both looked at each other like, you heard that, right?
See, this is why I'm trying to tell you guys. By the way, this is kind of cool, right? We actually do seances. We had the Booze Brothers here, and they actually had the flashlights running on each side, and they kept running their headsets, and they kept hearing Gertie here. Wow. And that doll is super haunted in there, haunted, and she is tied to. Yes, we'll come down here, and so. We're going to just kind of let it kind of marinate a little bit. I don't know why the TV, they're here. Let's come in, we'll take you guys downstairs. All right, let's stop for a second. Because before we get down here, this basement has been demonically sealed. So we have different reactions to some people. That psychic wouldn't even go down there. Okay, so when you go down there, if it starts to mess with you, we need to come out of there. Okay, because it really has a feel that you'll notice it right when you go down. It's completely different. So, come on.
The AC feels pretty good.
It does feel good, Daddy.
Door's still closed. That's good.
Yeah, that's good. Come on down.
What's that?
That's my phone. Oh, it's off.
You succeed.
This has been some wild stuff. No one in the building. Ooh, that just gave me the chills. Oh, heck. Oh, hello, 10,000 Goosebumps salute. Oh, my land. I mean, how do you fake that? It even changes directions. You'd see something.
Now we're gonna find, first thing I wanna do is I wanna know, okay, there's our wheelchair, it is moved. Our wheelchair usually sits right here in this area, right here. This is where it sits. This is where it's at. We find it here, here, and back here. And I wanna show you guys some things. On the back behind here, there's an upside down cross. By the way, I keep this, you see the water, we worked so hard to get the water all redone in this house. It cost us a freaking fortune. But when we came down here, one of the first things happens, this is this. We came here and we started noticing all these markings. Right here, 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 here. It's my phone going off again. Right here, 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 and here, and here, here. They were here when we got here, okay? And so these dolls we actually picked up, well, Matt got these from the road. But this is where, if you watch this, I'm gonna send you this picture, Colin, of this picture here. The demon that's in this house is a soul catcher. What it does is it carries lots of souls with it, and you'll see lots of faces with this thing, okay? So you come in here, this has been burned in, and this has been burned in up here. And here's more markings. And then the dirt here, you see here. By the way, this is from a witchcraft store. My partner bought it from a witchcraft. I just bought this one at a spirit store. But that's a pentagram.
Oh, wow.
There, and then it's got the markings on each side all the way down. These kids were fooling around with it here, did some things. No, I'm not shitting you guys. Wow. You guys, your electronics are going to go all freaking wax. Once you go back, you're going to go look. A lot of this shit's not going to work. Okay? So you can see it right here. You can see all the way around here. And so it's still right here. It's still got it. So that was crazy upstairs when it said Zig Heil, right? Mm-hmm. That kind of scares me. That really kind of scares me a lot. By the way, this right here.
This man is a constant processing of.
I keep this in the 1322 to kind of always remind myself what it was like, because we came here. The water flooded out of here, burst the pipes when we first got to this house, and we had to get it all fixed back up. And so I keep these pipes here, and I would say, ooh, yes, thank you for being here. All right, so I'm gonna leave this here so you guys can see that.
Yeah.
This is, we started figuring this out. We had a guy, a demonologist, look at this, and he said that it was pointing for something in this area that they were doing, that was something they were adding to what they were doing to here. And so we're gonna come back in here. We have all these rocks. You see these rocks? They're always being thrown. We have like rocks and pieces of things being thrown. And this is interesting too. We've been noticing burned charcoal stuff here. We don't know why they're there. That's not there. That's never here. And so I don't understand that, but I'm gonna take you guys to another part of the house. Now listen. We go over here, we've had women cry, we've had women have a lot of problems in this area. So your big thing is if you start feeling bad, we're done, okay? This is an area house where we keep a little silent till you finally get here. So we're gonna walk over here. The big thing too is, it is very low. So you get over here, once you get over there, it's not so low. So come on in, get down low, all the way to here. $10, that's my partner calling me, telling me we got a lot of something happening. So listen, why would you have shelves of dirt here? And also, you ready for this? A tombstone in the basement, a kid's tombstone at the back, and grave markers here, and tombstones here. And we started digging through this, and we started finding rib bones of people here. And we've had women tell me that they feel like so sad that there's people in here. We're eventually going to run LiDAR in this to see what the hell happened. Something happened here. There's also pantyhose behind us here. And this is also called coffin to grave. This is how they used to drop them down with a dowel system to 2 feet under. Is that crazy or what?
So you're saying there are actual bodies
Positive.
here.
Positive.
Right here.
Positive, right here.
basement.
That's a tombstone, yep. And this is part of the tombs. You see it right here, look.
Wow.
That's right here. Those are rocks. That was his job, right? So I mean, I'm sure he just kept it, maintained it, and you know whatever they did upstairs, I think they brought him here.
You think there were murders here?
You said it and I didn't. I will not say that. I do not know that for sure, but I do find some rib bones, which are interesting in here. And we've been finding a lot of like the different trinkets. It throws, this rock gets pushed all the time. The wheelchair gets pushed. We find like trinkets that are in that frickin' closet upstairs from that cupboard from here. And it's like it's showing us things. But you can see here, you can actually see
pretty wild.
where that is. How crazy is that?
I feel definitely very weird down
So,
here.
so this is what people tell me. This is. I've had people tell me this is the most haunted basement they've ever been in. Period. They'll feel like they're on a vomit. Do you feel that?
Yeah.
Almost like your stomach wants to come out of your throat.
A lot of anxiety.
Okay.
That's
It's crazy that their body's right there.
We know there are.
Wow.
That's crazy. So I want
In
you guys
today's
tonight, when
version of
you're
What's Fucked
investigating,
Up,
to try to
that's fucked
get
up.
some information here. We do our best.
That's a lot
because we've
fucked
been
up.
noticing these things here showing up and where they used to be, and we think these are different parts of where they actually did some bad things through here.
Oh,
But
boy.
these were here. This was here. This was in the backyard. This was in here. There's somebody here. There's somebody upstairs. That's why I told y'all, nobody wants to go back upstairs when you hear it. They want to stay in the most one of the haunted basement. I told you guys, so it's crazy, right? Yeah. All right, so I'm glad you guys came first off. By the way, I want you guys to know something. Paranormal Files is the rock. They rock. That group, Papa Spooks, his mother, and Courtney, they are the best. I really enjoy having them here tonight.
We appreciate it.
God bless you guys. I'm glad you guys are here. So you guys, I'm excited to have you guys show some
So
things.
they've had quite a
It
few
is
people
crazy,
come
right?
by
I told
today.
you.
Gotcha.
So I want to do a couple, or ask you a couple questions upstairs.
Let's do it.
Just so we have.
So I see
Yeah.
there's some banging up there, so we're going to be...
I got 3 minutes of a demon talking upstairs in the attic.
I told you guys.
Just
The
now?
time you were up there, he was talking. You guys didn't even hear it.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
I got it on film.
I told you guys, so I'll send you that, okay? He is up there, and he likes to be, he
Was
will be
watching the
very
live. His
deceiving.
partner's watching
He is
live,
sitting in
so
this
he's-
chair here, and I'm going to show you guys this. Mike, let me call you.
He's talking up there. I'm just telling you.
Okay, do not sit in that chair. I want to show you this thing.
Claim to hear a demon speaking up.
But
in the-
hang on, let me call you. Let me call you right back.
All right, bye.
Bye. Okay, guys,
Wow.
listen. This place is charged for, like, you know, I think it's been waiting for your father to show up. Myself personally, look how many times my partner called me.
I just want you to kind of explain a few of the scariest things that people have experienced here. Like, what are some specific stories of seeing or hearing things?
Okay, couple of things that are the biggest scares that I worry about is we've had things try to mess with your eyes on a regular basis. Now, the stories of it coming home with me a couple times were stories by themselves that were very scary. I don't want to get into that because I know, you know, I know how to cleanse homes, kind of like the Foreman brothers. And so I knew how to cleanse my house. It's like rats, getting rats out of your house. It's a little hard, but you can get rid of them. But when we're here, we always want, our big goal is to make sure that it's not messing with people's eyes. Well, we've actually had a woman down in our basement on a tour with my partner's wife. His wife was here with us when she saw it. The woman started taking off her clothes, saying she was going to have sex with her husband in the basement, who wasn't with us. And she said she wanted to stay here and live here in the basement with us on tour. Also, too, we had another woman down there ball up into she said she was being affected by whatever's down there, was being affected, and she balled up into a ball, and we had to lift her up and take her out. We had another kid who was here, and he sat in that wheelchair down there that moves, and when he was sitting in that wheelchair, he was getting after the Mr. Demon, who likes to sit in this chair right now. And so he was making fun of the demon, and he kept continually doing it. And so then they put him into the chair. He slid down like he was, and went completely quiet, and he acted like he was paralyzed. And they brought him out here, and they came outside, and there was 11 of them here at the tour, and 4 women never came in. He went out there, they got him out away from the house, and he went up the road and parked away from the house. He was no longer parked here, and he wrote us a review. He said he didn't believe in ghosts. He thought it was, you know, not real. And when he got done, he said, okay, whatever's in 1322 is real, because he felt that. We had another guy in a wheelchair here, and I should have picked it up, but I was here, and I am very disappointed in myself at that time. It kept using his name Jared everywhere. We didn't notice it. He was in a wheelchair. He couldn't move upstairs. He couldn't move downstairs, but the group did with me. So when we came upstairs, he was sitting down, and they took pictures of him, and he had his eye, his ears, and you saw the picture. I'll send that to you. His eyes, it started messing with his eyes. And so that kind of thing. We also recently had another group here. The entire group's face started going funky. We had another woman here not too long ago. Her eyes started going funky from here. And so we're always making sure that you get you out. That's why we're here, to make sure you're safe. Now, I always say this to people when we come to this house. Half the cab gets out, the other half never want to come in. And that's fine too. Take the ghost tour, enjoy that. And if you're too afraid to come in here, I understand that. I've had entire cabs not want to come in here as soon as they hear some of the stuff that happens. Okay. Some of the other things that have happened. My business partner has had his finger cut all the way to the bone when he can't figure out why. There was nothing here when he went home from this place. There was no cut. My partner also had been bitten right here on his leg. He's been bitten here. We've been scratched. We've come here and we found tools all thrown around. The other thing too is sometimes when you're here, it kind of messes with your senses. You're a little off. You're like a little off, like you guys were feeling a little bit. That's kind of what it does. It's not one of those kind of places. If you're looking for a woo kind of place, ghostly place, this is something different. This thing right here is actually holding a lot of this stuff down. And it does what it wants to do, when it wants to do, and why it wants to do. Demons work in their own time, gentlemen. And when they do, they'll roar when they want to roar.
So what makes you call this thing a demon?
Because we hear it. We hear its name. We don't say the name, but we hear it. It is there, what they always say, there's 6 demons and there's a 7th demon that people know. A lot of people know the playful demon. We use the letters Z. You guys know who that is. But we don't like to use this demon's name. But when you do haunted deprivation tonight, he will 1,000% reveal himself to you.
And do you think it's dangerous to be talking to this thing?
Absolutely. That's why we don't let people spend the night here. Somebody asked me, I've done some of the most haunted places in the world.
When you look into the void, sometimes the void looks bad.
And I've done them. This place, I would not spend the entire evening by myself. Ever.
Really? Just this place?
Just this place right now. I've been to the Sally House. I've been to Stoll Cemetery. Now Stoll Cemetery's got something to it. Ariana Grande had a problem there, and we brought something we think home from there too. We're messing with me and my wife. A lot of these places are super haunted, but this is a different place. This place likes to play possum, like it's not going to do anything, and then when you least expect it, doesn't. So right now, when you guys are filming me, every camera in this household. By the way, this camera is on us right now. We go in the kitchen, it won't follow us everywhere it goes. This camera's been moving the entire time we've been here. Have you noticed this? It's been moving every time. All night long it moves. All evening long it will move. So it adjusts, it does what it wants to do when it wants to do it. And so I've learned, your dad, if he was here right now, he would be feeling this over here. It's off my left shoulder, and he is sitting there. And he's watching you guys. He finds this quite comical, that what you guys are talking about. Because he knows he can do anything he wants to when he wants to. I would not spend the night here all night long. This place scares me. All the places, this one scares me.
When it comes to the history of the house,
sure,
what do you think has led to this demon? Like the things that appeared in the basement, like the symbols. What do you think contributed to this thing being so evil?
Okay, so a couple things is I'd rather not completely answer that one completely, because I think that the cemetery by itself and the other stuff that happens in this house is a different story, right? I mean, it's 2 stories in one, so I don't really want to get down that path.
There's something darker, though, that you can just broadly say you think happened.
Okay, so if you have 140 bodies that were mistreated and put into the ground, and not, just say even 100, were mistreated, not moved properly, and were left, and you don't know who the heck they are. One of the most haunted places I ever been to, one of them, was at Tomahawk Cemetery in the middle of Overland Park, Kansas. They have all these unknown graves, and we had all our equipment shut off at once, everything at once, with this loud, this noise that went, oh, but, and then went boom, and turned off. Everything turned off. And it's because those unknown people are there. Who wants to be your goal your whole life and find out you don't know who that person was?
Right.
Right? Similar. similar. Demons will live in places that are harvest, that kind of that thing, but there's something else behind here, a little darker edge to this house, why it's here. And this house would never, but nobody will ever live here again, ever live here. I wouldn't, I will, again,
say,
I run the Haunted Journey podcast, by the
gone
way.
south.
I've done a lot of places.
The
I will
damage is
not
done and no one's
repeat after
gonna
me
live here
spend
ever again.
any time after midnight in this house.
No
At
one's
2 o'clock in
sane.
the morning, 2:30 in the morning, all our cameras shut off at once throughout the house.
Wow.
Every night, Colin, every night. Between 2 and 2:30 they shut off. I'm going to show you guys here when I'm done. My video, we haven't been out front here. It's probably gone off. It's gone off since we've been in here, just since we've been upstairs in here, 24 times.
That's crazy.
There's nobody out here. There's nothing here.
Yeah.
24 times. Right here. My business partner called me and said he heard a demon speaking upstairs when we were up there. Did we hear it?
No.
Okay, I didn't hear it. I mean, so here, these are all the times. Okay?
That's crazy.
All that since we've been here.
Wow.
Now listen, as soon as if we hear the demon's name, we're done. You hear me? If we hear that name, we're finished. Okay?
'Cause that's
You will hear it.
that's what you would consider to be when it gets really dangerous.
I've watched it go downhill. I've watched a woman. Oh, I watched a woman here. She ran outside and took off. I thought she was going to hit her head. She ran outside, and she said, you know, she goes, I can't get it off me. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you get off of you? And so whatever was messing with her was messing with her down in that basement. Wow. And so when you're there, you'll feel it. So people out there, when you come to this household, give it respect. I'm going to tell you this. The reason why I bought this house, that serious psychic lady that went on our tour, she said the house picked me. I didn't pick the house. And so guess what? To this day, guys, I make sure that I'm respectful to all the spirits that are in the area. You guys, what do you think?
I think I'm ready. What about you, man?
What do you think?
I think this place is definitely freaky.
I told you. You know, here's the thing is what you'll notice. You'll get real calm and relaxed. You guys get that feeling?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're calm.
I want your cards.
Now go sit over in that chair.
The tour was so filled with energy. I mean, Steve is just constantly shouting these stories at you. He's obviously wired up by the house. There's something there that I even feel like may be affecting the guy. Steve
possibly.
was a great host and a great, guy.
The guy is like a constant search of consciousness,
and
he's
being affected.
You
by,
need to you can tell he's being
whatever
affected
energy is
by
inside of his
something,
home
and
that he
you need to
purchased.
keep
I
like
mean,
a
when you write your name on
constant
paper
eye on
and you
him.
sign a deal to own the house, you almost take over that personal baggage of all the spirits that are there. Now, these are your
Like,
spirits.
That
now.
guy is
But,
super.
I mean, it's easy to lose track of what all's happened there. I mean, you got the pentagram in the basement, you got the
He's got
bodies.
like a lot
the
going on
house
in that
is built
mind.
on the bodies
But I'll just
potentially
say
in the
that
basement.
he's
You
for sure got a lot
the
going on in
possible
that
serial
mind, and
killer
he's trying to
torture
keep track of
dungeon,
all of it.
top
And it's
floor of
hard
the house
some
with all
days, I
that
bet.
carpeting. You've got the psychomantiums throughout the home, the haunted dolls. I mean, there's just so much to uncover and unpack. And it's no wonder this place has a somewhat,
wild.
as people would describe, demonic presence. I mean, Steve himself will tell you, we got multiple demons here in the house. And it's investigations like this that we're very excited to embark on, and yet very weary of, because things can go dark
Something's there.
quickly.
No matter what you believe in, something is
Okay,
there.
guys, so it is
That's a
11
lot of
o'clock at night.
energy,
We are here
and that ain't
at
normal.
the House of the Dead here in Atchison. Now, obviously, this place is intense. I mean, the energy inside of the building is stifling. It's making me dizzy inside of there. I can't really think straight. It's very strange, and it's giving me sort of the energy and vibe of places like the Sally House, specifically like the Hill House in Mineral Wells, Texas, if you remember that place we did a few years ago. And it just feels loaded. I mean, there's so much mystery here. They don't know exactly who or what is in this house, but like the owners said, many times they think it is a demon and an evil force. So yeah, I'm a little concerned going into this one, just my personal feelings inside of the house. We just did the Sally House last night, and I'm already more freaked out inside of here, just being in there for a short period of time tonight. But I'm gonna turn this around. Jeff?
Yes,
How are you feeling? Connor and I filmed the interview.
Yeah.
But you have just gotten here and did a
Yeah.
walkthrough, but you're feeling kind of weird?
I did. Well, Steve, the owner, gave me a walkthrough, and a couple things. It feels like the cosmos in South Dakota. This is a place where gravity and forces make you feel off balance, make you feel like you can stand straight up and you're leaning this way. It's every part of this home felt that way, and everything. Again, I'm not going to say I'm sick. But I kind of am. Chest pain, shortness of breath, everything he kind of said, you can kind of feel. I'm feeling it, so I'm fine. But I would say compared to the Sally House for me this feels a lot more dangerous to me. Sally House has a heavy feel. I would say this is about 4 times that for me.
Definitely.
I
gotta agree.
And so, yeah, it's like you're never on flat ground. It's like a rocking boat is the way I felt with my legs.
Yeah.
And that's all I can say. It's just energy and, imbalance and also not talking properly. It's just kind of confusing me already. So we'll see what happens.
Connor, how are you feeling?
Well, if you look through this window right now, you can see that REM pod is going absolutely crazy. Yeah, like we said, it's locations like this that not that many people know about that I feel like are always going to be the scariest. Because whatever's in there, we personally don't know like what it can do, and we don't have any friends or people that we've watched that have done a location that's this. And so tonight's kind of a mystery, but the one thing that we do know from the owner is that he says without a shadow of a doubt that this place has a demon, if not multiple demons inside of it. I'm freaked out about this place, honestly. With the history of kind of things that have happened to me in videos where I tend to get targeted by these demonic forces.
Both of you guys always get targeted. Not me, really. I don't know why, but you guys.
Hey, all I know is count your blessings, because it's not fun.
Well, I hope for the demon's sake there's more than one, because
please, if you're
they got a
watching
tag
this
team
right
of
now,
both of you
protect
at
yourself.
this point. He's picking a lot of fights.
Cover yourself in white light, because this is going to be a dark one, for sure.
Yeah, and the last thing I will say before we go in here, I love locations like this that have an element of mystery to them. For example, there is the soundproofing on the walls upstairs. Now, that's really weird. There's no explanation as to why that was put there. There's been women's clothing found in the attic, in crawl spaces.
They're still there.
They're still there, in the walls. And not only that, but there are actual bones. He thinks there are human bodies buried in the basement. There are grave markers down there from the cemetery that was built on top of. So there's a lot of things that I can't say because the owner, Steve, didn't want to say them on camera, his theories on what might be happening here. But just to allude to it, it's really dark, it's violent, and it's unproven, but I don't know. I think it's interesting to be able to investigate a place that is actually mysterious, where you don't know the full history, but you have these clues. So guys, I think this is going to be a dark one. I already feel it.
Oh, it's going to be an
on
edge
edge.
for sure.
But what do you say we go do it,
How
huh?
far in are we right now?
Yeah?
We are an hour
Okay.
in, so this is going to be at least a 2 hour
Holy
one,
shit,
guarantee
here we
you.
go. House of the Dead, baby. We are currently in the living room area, kind of with the couches and chairs here in the House of the Dead.
Do not need to be constantly on
We've got
it
a
right
bunch
now.
of REM pods set up. What's interesting is we've got
I'm
all these
tired.
REM pods set up, but the only one that's been going off consistently is the REM pod that's in the chair where the demon likes to sit and hang out. Which
And
is
now it's been silent.
Yeah.
It's been going crazy.
Sarah.
And I did ask it if it would just like give us a break, if you will.
Yeah.
It did. I don't know how you think of demon. So far, it's been quiet.
Yeah, I mean, whoever's in here, whether you're a human, a demonic spirit, really, whoever we're talking to, we're here to speak with you this evening, and we're not afraid of you. We just want you to come forward and speak with us tonight. To introduce ourselves, my name is Colin.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Connor.
So, you can use our devices that are here, the I can't speak. The necrometer, the spirit talker, I know you guys know those. But we're just gonna kind of sit for a second and listen to what you have to say. We would love if you can make a noise for us or go touch one of those little red lights again like you've been playing with. I know that you're here, whatever you are.
Please go left.
Please go left.
There's no left.
The demon chair or the upstairs, the kitchen.
Sure.
What's to the left?
They blamed me.
They blamed me. Bring it.
Yeah, bring it.
Well,
Can you give us some kind of a sound that is a loud bang, something very noticeable to let us know that you want us here? A stomp on the floor? Something like that, please?
I'm angry.
Level? I'm angry.
Well, definitely. It's the whole walk through. It's not. It doesn't feel level.
Yeah. Or it could be on a different level.
Yeah.
What are you so angry about?
It's always so quiet right at the
Yeah,
very beginning.
it's quiet is what I'm getting at. And even when you guys are setting up the REM pod going crazy from outside, and then of course he's noticed here, and the cat ball was going off when I was getting the tour through there, and the other REM pod. Now it's like they're checking us out. Can you let us know you're here again by you can go ahead and play with this light in the chair? Do you want to come and sit back down for us? Please?
oh, first you want me to go away, now you want me to come back.
Right there.
No, I don't think so.
Do you feel that?
I did.
I do
It's like a thump.
Floor. Are you in the basement?
I ain't your spirit. Ain't your friend, buddy.
2 o'clock, that was when said everything starts going crazy.
All the lights turn off, our cameras turn off at 2 o'clock.
Who said that?
He did.
Really?
Yep.
At 2 o'clock in the morning, 2:30 in the morning, all our cameras shut off at once throughout the house.
Wow. Do you have a problem with us being here?
Well, now he feels like it.
Or it could
I
be
would
2
say-
o'clock like a direction, you know?
I would count that as a yes.
Yeah. So, what bothers you about us being here?
Don't tell people.
Don't tell people. Don't tell people about you? Remember he was saying earlier that when you talk about it, it gets angry?
Can you tell me who's here? Use your energy on these devices and just give us a name. Let us know one of you who's here. You feel that?
Jeremy.
Okay, we got a name.
There you go.
Jeremy. Are you feeling that bang again?
Yeah.
On the floor? I don't know what that is.
Jeremy, is that your name?
If I cover my eyes, I can almost disappear and have it just go into normal mode.
She said, alright, boys.
Alright, boys.
Jeremy's a rock and roll fan.
Or
I
Jeremy
think we
wants to
should
give
try somewhere.
Okay.
Jeremy.
There we
It's
go.
Jeremy. I feel that bump again too. Church. I don't understand church.
Do you not like church? Do you not like God?
Virgin.
But let's remember Jeremy.
Yeah.
See if that means
Is it
anything to
virgin?
Steve.
Church, virgin.
Virgin Church.
Or maybe he just letting us know he's there.
Scruff.
Oh my god. Okay, this is... We should call your mom.
Why?
I've signed, and maybe not want to admit this, but every birthday card, every Valentine card, my name is Scruffy.
What?
Yes.
No f***ing way.
That's a strange...
Never
That
even
is
seen
how I
that.
get targeted.
They're calling you out.
Hey, Mayor, I just want to ask a question. It came up with a name. And, like, how long ago, for years and years, I would sign my cards to you. I'd draw a little figure, and then I'd sign it as what name?
Scruffy?
Yeah.
See that?
That came up with that?
Wow.
It's right, it's still on the box. I've never seen Scruffy, and I've said, I told these guys that I've signed it like that since I probably have known you.
Yeah.
It's our kids don't know that.
I would never
that's
know
weird.
that.
Look at this.
Weird.
Okay, well, I just wanted to get you on speaker. And,
Okay.
Okay?
Alright.
We'll get in touch.
Okay, I love you, Mom.
Love you. I can't wait to
See
hear
ya.
about it.
Okay, all right.
She's so fucking...
Bye. Isn't that
Wait
weird?
to hear about it. You're making
yeah.
me nervous,
You
though.
don't even know that.
No. False. 1 year ago.
Oh.
1 year ago, it's kind of like when I first got the house.
When they bought the house,
Yeah.
And we decided to go and buy the house. And so we have since been here for 1 year now, just 1 year.
I'm not sure what.
You are all dead.
Oh.
Oh, that sounds like a threat.
That is not very...
Is that? It's like coming from the window. There's,
Boom. You are all dead.
you are all dead.
Is that a threat? You're all dead? Are you threatening all of us? Is that what you're saying? 1990s. That's me. And you.
Well, and that's when I
Yeah.
started signing Scruffy. I married
Really?
your mom in 1992.
Dark entity here.
Dark entity here.
Wow.
Interesting.
Where do you want us to go in the house?
It does kind of sound like they are
Dude,
personally
what the
attacking
hell?
spooks and calling out
House
some
of the
of his
Dead.
history
You are all
Dead.
dead.
You're all dead.
It's
Out of
saying the name
nowhere.
dead over and
and
over
threatening,
Is that House of the Dead?
that they're going to
No,
be dead or
just-
they're already
Oh.
dead or
Name
they're
of
going
the
to be
place is
killed.
House
Does it
of
get
the
said
Dead.
that? Can you show me where you want us to go? I'm all ears. Left.
No f***ing way!
Left.
No f***ing way!
It's again left.
Yeah.
Go
and if,
left
and if you're
dude,
looking at
what?
proximity to the phones, left is
This way, upstairs.
Left.
What the hell, dude? What are the odds that that is
Well-
that exact timing?
Well, I think we should take the cue and go.
Yeah, no,
100%.
I agree.
I mean, let's pick up and go left.
Let's do it.
Wow,
left then.
dude, that could not be crazier timing.
What do you
It
want
was
to
crazy from the moment we started how fast things ramped up in this place. But as we were investigating, the picture started becoming more and more clear, and we decided to follow it.
Okay, so we paused. You see, it's about to go off. Holy. It said on our meter while we were packing up, look left, haunting 4, here I am, holy. But again, with the left. Like, is that not bizarre? Okay, guys, so we're upstairs right now on the top floor of the house. We've set up all of our devices. This is where we believed this demon, or whatever you want to call this entity that's here, wanted us to come to. And I don't know if it's showing that it likes that we're up here or not, but the proximity meter, which was on the full time downstairs just now and wasn't hitting once, is hitting right there in the attic, in the little doll area. And if you can see, it's hitting on the green side, which means it's standing here in the doorway.
And you had also the
Oh,
music
look
box.
at it, just walk closer. It just turned to the
Just
red.
turn the red.
Oh.
This is supposedly
That one,
where
okay,
the
yeah.
haunting starts to get really dark.
Yeah.
Are you there in the closet area?
Mm.
There's some movement.
Secret again.
With the noise
Yes.
barriers. Now they're trying to figure out like why
Yes.
those things would be there.
Remember, they were also saying they talk about how it gets angry when you start talking about its secret.
Yeah. Why are you so scared of people figuring out your secret?
What is that? It's creaking right here. Guide.
That was like.
Is that the music box over there? Is it not connected?
No, but did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
I sure as hell heard it.
Lock.
Hello, who's up here with us?
Are you coming up? Oh,
Dude, we're surrounded with energy right now.
Is Gertie here with us right now?
Can you move one of those dolls?
I'd like whatever this demon thing is to come speak with us. Are you truly here? Heard from a lot of people you're not the nicest. Where are you?
Quite antisocial, in
bell.
fact.
come to the bell. I'm trying anything new.
That's just funny for some reason.
We want to figure some stuff out about you tonight.
Someone is following you.
Attic harbors evil.
Attic harbors evil.
Oh, let me see.
Attic harbors evil. Someone is following
That's
you.
some pretty precise
We were
call-outs
just.
on that
I was
machine.
just talking about that. How in the attic, this is where things start to get dark. Attic harbors evil. Someone is following.
Who's following us? Can you touch one of these red lights? If you are, go do that.
It is really eerie in here.
You don't look so good, Connor.
I'm like, I'm freaked out. I feel like there's someone watching me.
And the boy's peeking.
Like it said it was, but
I don't think he's gonna see his way through yet, but it's definitely got
Can
him
you
on
knock
edge.
like this?
So Jeremiah, was it? What was the first
Jeremy.
name? Jeremy and Susan.
Remember, one of the theories is there were women that were hurt here in the building. And their clothing is right there. Susan? Were you victimized by somebody in this building?
To show us that that's...
Cross.
How do we keep getting virgin, cross, holy?
is religion intimidating to you? Are you scared of the cross? You scared of God? If you're a demon, I'm sure you would be scared.
Ooh.
That was a walk.
Miller.
Guys,
That sounds like a
I
name.
have an idea for something dark we could do. Let's try to pray and see if it pisses this thing off. Maybe it'll draw it out so we can speak with it. Lord's Prayer.
Heard something there, yeah.
Down there.
I can't tell. Right over here. Oh, listen.
That sounds like someone else in another floor of the house. What the heck?
Hello?
Are you? That doll's in there, right? Yeah. Gertie.
What was that?
Aha.
Dude, what was that? That was like a straight up like vocalization of some sort.
If we pray right now, are you gonna be mad?
Dude, it almost just laughed at me saying we should pray. Haha.
We're lost here.
Upstairs, remember he said there was a psychic who saw angry women up here.
Audible sounds of some kind, yeah. Honestly, the place is pretty stable. They've done a lot
Pains
to
in
help
my
fix up
chest.
the place. Ooh, that's a
Chest
call out.
pain. That you?
That's me
Yeah.
talking about.
Before we started.
Seriously.
Oh, what are those bangs?
In heaven.
Oh my god, dude.
Sounds are religious.
Oh god. Okay, guys. Let's do it together in 3. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us.
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from
Do
evil.
it, none of us know. No, lead us not into temptation, right?
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the
She
kingdom
is
and the
here.
power forever and ever. Amen.
As we lead us not.
Do you know Hail Marys? I don't think so. You're not Catholic.
You don't need to be
Okay.
Catholic.
I want to say a few prayers and see what you think about it. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art
Where
thou
are my
amongst women, and
ashes?
blessed the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now at the hour of our death. Amen. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now at the hour of our death. Amen. Glory be to the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, as it was in the beginning, and now, and ever shall be, world without end. Amen. Glory be to the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Keep going, keep going.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the
Gain
Lord is
some
with thee.
reactions,
Blessed
that's
art
for
thou
sure.
amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now at the hour of our death. Amen. Hail Mary, full of
I
grace,
like
the
to
Lord
come here.
with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now at the hour of our death. Amen. Something's confusing my brain.
I'm getting like what feels like very, very hot. Like
Dude,
all on my back, and it's like my skin's getting tight, and I'm like,
Really?
let me look
You
at,
wanna
let me
look
look
at
at
your
your
back?
face.
I mean,
It's-
you need to
You're
look
really
at-
red.
it's not like, it doesn't feel like a scratch. It feels like my whole like I'm sitting like you know when you sit by a campfire
Yeah?
and like or like you have your back towards a
You feel the
campfire,
heat of
you
it?
feel like that ambient heat. If I feel that like all
There is
my,
no peace.
all on my back, and like I'm getting really tingly.
Dude,
I'm like
that's-
overwhelmed.
That's weird because when Jeff was praying, I went like, oh, because I felt a cold come by my leg from that room. It's like cold right here. There is no peace sign and shop.
Is Gertie up here with us? I would love.
What the heck?
It's a scream.
I can't guarantee that it's a scream.
Is
but
Gertie
that
up
was
here with
crazy.
us? I would love.
Certainly almost sounds like
Is
it.
Gertie up here with us? I would love. If Gertie's up here, I would love to talk to her tonight. Or whoever it might be that's attached to Gertie.
I don't know what the
Where are
camera
you?
system thought of that noise.
Find my body.
Might want to look in the basement.
Female evil, dude. She's here. Female evil. Find my
They
body.
And even saying how
I was going to say, the basement we haven't been yet is
miserably.
where you're thinking the females, well, this room right here, you know, if you remember,
Is where
Yeah.
they would have been
where
tortured.
they
Yeah.
tortured them, and then buried down in
Yeah.
the basement. There's actually tombs down there.
Yeah.
And there's those little ports where the wires went into lower
Mhm.
the casket in there that are visible. But what would be a female evil? Would that be what's a succubus?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can you make a loud noise,
So keep us.
please?
Potentially.
Potentially.
That's
It's
a
like
heck of an
teasing
answer.
us, saying
Blonde
like,
hair.
Oh.
I just asked the
got
question
called
and it
out.
just teased me. I'm like, can you make a noise? Potentially. You know?
Mr. Blondie.
Potentially blondie.
Yeah, blondie bitch. Oh, now I'm getting fucking hot, dude.
Oh, now let's focus on you. You got mouthy.
Yeah.
Port.
Port. I was just about to ask, should I go grab the dual port?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good to have some.
Yeah. Because my battery's about to die too.
Yeah.
So everything our devices were telling us was strange and made sense. We got a lot of religious words, you know, we were getting a lot of violent words, we were getting a lot of dark words. And if you do believe in a demon, I personally still don't believe in demons as in, you know, a typical religious definition of a demon. I think of a demon more of a energy form. I mean, if you want to call it a demon, that's totally fine. And I use it kind of as a catch-all to describe these things that I don't believe are human, that are only created to be dark. And who knows, maybe there was a serial killer or a man who murdered a woman in the upstairs, and that energy was so bad, compounded with all the spirits of the people whose bodies were built upon, and all that pressure cooked into this evil, this energy that's its own conscious being. It really seems like there's something there that I just don't feel like it's a nice person or somebody who innocently died. I feel like it's there to taunt, it's there to hurt, and it's there to scare. But that's why we knew we needed to
channel all
keep
the
pressing on in
negativity.
the investigation.
She will harm you.
Tears of death.
And it keeps saying she.
I know.
Yeah. Well,
If multiple women were tortured, potentially killed and buried here, or even just assaulted,
Yeah. I'd be pissed off.
that's an
too.
angry. Remember, he said that the psychic saw women up here that were angry and running at the psychic, like tortured, like. "Ah!" So that makes sense. Maybe that compounded energy created something, and I feel like it would be a female.
Oh yeah. I was religious.
Everything's religious in this house.
Bald.
I know. Well, interestingly enough, I'll say I went down because our spirit box died already. Between
Between the pages.
it said something valuable is near, and when I was downstairs, it said turn around, follow me.
And it said, I'm in the corner.
That's what you're hearing. What?
She's coming.
The witch is
He's coming.
Whoa! That said the witch is coming, witch, he's coming. It's been saying more religious words on our devices, and it just said the witch is coming, witch, and he's coming.
Yes, it's me.
Okay. We have this device that you can use to try and speak with us through. So why don't you use your voice and try to tell us something about yourself?
It is gone hyper.
just died.
What?
It's just died.
Dude, this is think about it. I ran down twice to get the spirit boxes. Jeff ran down a third time. This thing is starting to bug out now. It will not let us talk to it. I'm thinking this is paranormal at this point. Look at it, it's frustrating us, dude.
Do you want me to go down again?
Yeah, it's doing this to piss us off. Look at it, isn't it working with you?
Yeah. I gotta go down again.
I mean, look at us. And what the f*** is this? It's shooting at this right here. Are you over there right now? Oh! Oh!
Whoa.
Whoa!
Are you over there right now? Dang.
Damn it, Jeff's not even here. Dude, it is here. Thank you so much. Can you tell us, say something to us? Randy. Okay, so finally, this is our fourth attempt to use this device up here. We have it working. So we're gonna ask some questions now. Keep in mind the music box was just going off. And the REM pod over there is just going off. Okay.
Toys.
Toys.
Flies and Jessica.
The dolls are over there.
So who is this? Me.
Please.
Who's this woman that we're being warned about? Nicola. Jessica.
That's a lot of ladies to be worried about.
Are you really a demon?
Can somebody say something clearly? One of you women, can you say your name clearly so we can really understand it?
Oh, that's a heck of a scream out there.
Oh! I don't think I've ever heard it do this. Screams? Can we talk about that too?
Weird.
Run away. Where did you come from?
I think it's always good for people to play this back and let us know on in comments what they're hearing on this.
Yes, sir.
Wow,
Yes, sir.
it's a very clear voice.
Can you tell me where you are in this house?
Prison.
Oh.
Can you tell us where you are in the house?
Well, I would take that as right here. I would take that as a pretty clear sign, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Payment.
Payment.
Right there. This wasn't. Could have been back in the day, I guess.
What? No, Payman. The king of hell. That's the king of hell. It's Payman. Are you Payman?
I was just about to look it up myself.
Mark. The devil is here. So what do you want out of this house? Are you stuck here and you're trying to escape?
You have to give it to me without any of your music over it, guys, really, if you want us to hear anything. Also uncut, like whatever it is, the clearest, closest audio to that thing.
Are you saying you want to violate us?
Ooh, that got loud.
Do you want us to go to the basement? I want you to go.
What's down in the basement? Why? What made you so angry? Can I ask? The devil. Get out.
Those were really clear. There goes another
I'm hearing a
go.
lot of really dark shit.
Harold's my dad.
They're still calling him all Pops's
Harold.
personal stuff. What the heck is going on? It really wants to target him for some reason. Yeah.
What was my father's name was Harold. What was his nickname? Can you tell me what his nickname was if you know everything about him? Or me?
Sure.
Okay, what is his nickname?
Jeff.
Tell me something about my dad if you are referring to him when you said Harold. Tell me something, anything about him.
Oh, weird. It's right beside me.
It just goes off like.
It feels so just like oppressive in here.
I'd like to have this on an audio, like a program. I could plug in headphones and slow it down.
What's the point of you talking about stuff that's relevant to us? You trying to scare us?
It's not just me.
Who else is it? Should we go down to the basement?
Why is that so?
You know?
Listen.
Just like do the Ouija.
I heard that.
It says listen. It says listen carefully. We are. We're trying to understand.
Every time I go over to film it, it stops. Like, what the hell is that? Uh-oh. Temperature over there. Oh, the temperature and then...
Right when you said it,
Yeah. False. What the f***?
Come here.
What's downstairs in the basement?
You are not safe.
Supposedly understatement of the week.
Well, we are going to do a voice recorder over in the closet, so if you're here, follow us over there. Okay, so we're in the doll's closet. If you want to show Connor what's over there. We're going to do a DR60 back here. And that noise you're hearing is this camera tracking some motion. Okay. We just want to ask, who's in this closet?
Is Gertie here with us?
Can you tell me what's behind these boards on the floor over on the other side of here? It's something to do with women.
We heard that there were women that suffered up here. If you ladies are still here, I'm sorry for what happened to you. Can you tell us just clearly your name?
Is there a demon in this house?
You should know one of our names. Real simple, just say one of our names.
What's waiting for us down in the basement? Listen?
Yeah, let's listen.
Avoid that creepy fucking spider.
Where?
Right there.
Oh, no, just a, it's a goofy.
Okay. tell me what's behind these boards on the floor on the other side of here? It's something to do with women. We heard that there were women that suffered up here. If you ladies are still here, I'm sorry for what happened to you. Can you tell us just clearly your name? Is there a demon in this house? You should know one of our names. Real simple. Just say one of our names. Tell us just clearly your name. Is there a demon in this house? You should know one of our names. Real simple. Just say one of our names. What's waiting for us down in the basement?
Nothing really big. Well, guys, I think it's time we go down to the basement.
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Go.
Hey everybody, it's Colin here. Thank you for watching today's video. Hello to all the new
Hi,
subscribers,
Colin.
and hello to the rest of our beautiful, wonderful, spooky family. As you know, every single week here on the channel, we give away a free gift bag to one lucky viewer of the show. And this week, to enter the contest, all you have to do is like today's video. Let's smash that like button and comment
The Demon House
in the comments section below. I'm going to give you all 10 seconds to do this now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So go comment. You can comment multiple times. It helps the video so much. But anyways, let's get back to today's video. Thank you for listening to my little spiel. I love you guys so much, and stay spooky.
Okay, guys, so we are down in the
Basement.
basement right now, underneath the House of the Dead. Now, at this point in the documentary, we are going to skip forward in the footage, and this portion is going to be included in our Ouija board documentary. So if you want to see us do a Ouija board right here on top of the pentagram where a demon is supposedly sealed, you can watch the full-length Ouija board documentary. But we're going to skip ahead in the footage now.
What is a spider web connecting the chair to that?
So we have to skip forward in this footage a little bit because we are filming a Ouija documentary that will be released on October 30th. Be sure to catch that out. This documentary is 12
Eve.
locations
I'm trying to remember what
in
day that is.
6 different states, I think.
6.
Yeah, and 6 different states doing Ouija
That'll
boards.
be, yeah,
and
next,
the most haunted
Monday
places
end of next
across
month.
the U.S. Definitely go check it out. But something after that session was definitely sticking with us. Just take a look at this SLS session.
Okay. Oh, he's laying on the ground. Look at.
Oh,
He's. Oh,
it's a body.
Look at he's laying right on the floor below you.
Oh, he's right here.
Right here.
Can you stand up and come out from under the stairs? Dude, remember these stairs have ritual markings on them.
There, he stood up.
He stood up, yeah.
Getting up.
Black eyes. Remember he
Yeah,
told
black
us about
eyes.
the eyes? Do you
Okay.
have black eyes?
Down on the ground again.
Makes me feel nauseous down here.
What the hell? Where is he? What's going on? I mean, when you talk about mapping out, there's nothing on the floor to map out, is there? I mean, what would?
It's right there.
Look, he's crawling. It looked like he was crawling.
It said skull and shirt.
When you walk by, this thing looked like it reached out at you.
It said skull. And
It's literally laying right under the
It
stairs.
is. And look like it's laying on its belly.
dude, it's like a fucking body. Remember,
You know
the
what I mean?
bodies are buried right there. Right
It's
through
crazy
there.
how long it's staying on here.
Can you go into the other room with the Ouija board? Or make a noise down here, move something?
Do you have the? Oh. Yeah. Do you have the REM pod right there?
Yeah.
Why don't you set it just down there, right there? It's like it's got its hands up against the wall. Can you make the device go off for me there with the red light? Just touch that antenna. Oh, this is like just totally hanging on with us here.
Heck
Did somebody
was
just
that?
fall off this f***ing wall? What the fuck was that? A rock. Okay, this is?
That was that.
Did that just...
Oh, this thing went.
fall? Oh my god.
It went away.
This thing went
No
away.
way.
gone.
Look at that scheme.
I'm here.
That just gave me
So
chills, man. That sounded like it literally chipped off the wall.
Said Nicole.
Remember we asked earlier, Nicola had said.
Hold on.
So who is this? Me. Who's this woman that we're being warned about? Nicola?
Too many to count.
Just about down here, am I right?
Too many to count. Want me to stand up?
So we always do an Estes method session, and on that night I decided to sit in the wheelchair that, as you've seen in the footage earlier, likes to move by itself. Of course there's a wheelchair that moves by itself down in the creepy pentagram demonic basement with bodies in it. I mean, in this place. This place reminded me a lot of the Haunted Hill House, if you guys have seen videos about that place. I know we had a couple videos that got a few million views back in the day. This had a very similar energy to that location. I mean, with the amount of stories and things that have happened there. But it was time to do the Estes, and once again, it was about to get spooky. Spookier than I imagined. Okay guys, so to end the night, we're down here in the basement. Now, the room with the pentagram and the ritual is over there. In our Ouija board documentary
Closing on the end of they're going into this now. All right,
tried to
here
make
we go.
contact with it, picked up an SLS figure underneath the stairs, and we figured it would only be right if I sat here in this wheelchair that's known to move by itself down here. And yeah, we're gonna, I don't know. Okay, I want to talk to whoever's here. Just speak with us. Speak to me.
Can you tell me who the woman is we were speaking to upstairs?
If you guys see spiders on my legs or something, you have to warn me. The eater.
Sense. Who'd you punish? What's her name?
This little
Or his
girl.
name? Okay.
Who's the girl's name? What's the girl's name?
Just forget
Remember your English, wasn't
everything.
Can you tell me
All of them.
Can you tell me how many spirits are in this house?
Jesus. Come over here.
Can you give me a couple names of the spirits that are here? Step forward, tell me your name. Any names?
Can you tell me what happened here, maybe?
You need to leave.
Please listen. Why are you
Heads
so,
will roll.
Why are you so angry?
Shut up. Look in my eyes.
What color are your eyes?
Optometry. Black.
I think black contact lenses.
There's 3 of us.
Can you tell me where you are?
An axe murder. You need to check your ears, boy.
Where are you?
Boy.
I dragged the body of your family.
I don't think you did. I think you're just saying things.
I was there.
Where's there? Where were you?
Did you die
Daddy
here?
fell.
Did you die here on property? Or were you buried here?
You need to listen.
I'm listening. Like
No.
like I said earlier, I'm all ears.
Church.
Church, yeah.
Burn it.
We're not gonna burn the church.
Burn the church.
A cigarette. I'm using reverse psychology.
So you want us to go to church?
Don't burn
Another bitch dead.
Very mouthy, whatever it is.
We're coming.
How many bodies were buried here?
They're in hell.
Can you tell me how many bodies are still here on property?
There's an excess amount. For sure. Jeff.
Calling out these pops again.
God, I'm feeling my energy just getting sucked.
Why do you keep calling out Jeff today?
It's so easy.
Ooh.
Yeah, you did call me Scruffy. It's gonna be my new nickname now, I'm sure.
Stranger.
I remember the day.
What happened on the day you remembered? What
Your
happened?
dad's dead.
So somebody died on that day? Were they murdered?
The women are coming. You need to walk out. Stop that.
Wants to go. Sorry, camera ran out of storage. Did you make the camera run out of storage?
Can't let them see me.
You don't want us to see you?
Makes sense.
You don't want to be caught on camera?
Duh. Bring me a child.
You
will not be
how about
doing that.
no?
Can you tell me about yourself?
Look to the left.
At least your name.
Look to the right.
Blind.
The other kid's got him now coming to
It's
town.
only for me.
Beep beep.
The island. A sea of fire.
How many bodies? 50. Was there a fire down here? I don't think there was a fire here.
9 died.
Mm.
I can't believe you
9
actively
dying in a
believe it.
fire. Is there something you want
Oh,
us?
you'll never stay.
Is there something you want us to know before we leave tonight?
Ancient curse haunts.
Ancient curse haunts on the spirit talker back there.
You need to learn something.
What do I need to learn? You need to be.
It's
more
in the
clear.
yard for sure.
Supposed to be bodies buried in there. Supposed to be right
Can you tell me how many more bodies are back there that we need to find?
Your mom and dad soon.
Don't say that.
there. Yeah.
You need to
Not very
listen.
Nice.
We're gonna be heading out here in a little bit.
No.
It's never the same. Blood.
Hey, just tell
Blood
us if
for the
there's actually a
blood
demon
gods,
here
skull
for
for
sure.
the skull
If
through.
it is, what's your
Sucker.
okay? A big demon. Then what is the big demon's name?
Call the cops.
Do you have a name, big demon?
I make the noise.
Okay.
The bone breaker.
Oh.
The bone.
So the
breaker.
the big demon is called the Bone Breaker?
Ooh. Are you gonna try to hurt us? Is that what you're saying?
Break some bones?
Oh, I just heard a scream. And then later.
Readings.
Well, you can't follow us when we leave here tonight.
Yeah, no.
That
It's
is,
scary, huh?
that is
No,
not
No,
allowed.
because you won't be able to come with us. You're trapped here.
No. No.
You shall not follow us home. You're not invited.
So, what's your deal?
You need to wash your face.
Why are you so angry? It seems like you're pissed off at everybody.
There's a knife buried. There's a knife buried.
It seems like you're pissed off at everybody that comes into this house. Can you tell me why?
Search the river.
Did you die here?
I'm curious again on the big
Look
demon.
for the groundhog.
Remember I just saw
Oh, the groundhog
Groundhog?
last night.
last night, or whatever it was. I'm not sure. I want to come back to the big demon, the Bone Breaker. Do you like to hurt people? Do you enjoy it?
The skull.
Okay. So what do you do to the skull?
I just smash.
Mm-hmm. That again sounds like a.
I feel actually really f***ing weird.
Well, we were
The
talking.
smell of oranges.
Can I talk to the Bone Breaker again, the big demon? You like to crush skulls. What else do you like to do?
I need you.
You can't have me. Nope. Tell me something else.
I've been around.
Around where?
I'm seeing like.
It almost seems like it might be like that, like whatever
big
thing that was messing with that
figure,
woman.
like a big black
Oh,
shadow.
sure, yeah, exactly true. Oops. Big black shadow.
That wasn't me.
It's a monster.
Are you stuck in this basement? I heard this demon got sealed inside of here. Was that the
That's
case?
quite the joke.
It's quite.
It's obviously not true. I found a lover.
Who's your lover?
It's right beside me.
I guess.
Please remain crazy.
What do you want from us?
Are you still there, Bone Breaker?
Ugh, I'm getting like, once again, it looks like with my eyes closed, it just said, I'm here. I'm seeing like a tall shadow thing by the door. Oh, get down on your knees.
I'm not going to be doing that.
No.
I am king.
No, you're not.
God, these voices are creepy. Murder and
I think that's the things that Bone Breaker does. Murder and
I feel like you're just trying to intimidate us. But at the same time, you won't.
let me bite your leg.
You still won't tell me what your name is.
Is that a question?
It
Yeah.
is.
I'm not hiding.
Tell me what your name is. All right.
The letter P.
Well, we got to get going. Is there any last words you got?
You killed my.
Now that you've entered,
You killed my battery, so we're gonna go pretty quick now. We're down to Connor.
This is your last chance.
Whatever you have to say.
What do you got?
watch 3 days.
3 days.
All right. Well, we're going to get going. It was good talking to you.
Twice creepy laughs, dude.
Can't follow us home either.
But you have to stay here. You can't follow us home. You got to stay here where you're sealed in.
Kansas.
Yep. You're stuck here. All right.
Oh, Jesus Christ. God. Oh, it's blowing my eardrums
It
out.
killed this camera and it killed that camera.
Both of them are dead?
Yeah.
His is still going.
Yours is still going?
Yeah.
Certainly creepy.
All right.
Yes, we can wrap up later, but...
Let's get going.
This place was definitely crazy.
It's got some intense energy.
There's definitely an oppressive energy that you can feel inside of this place. But with a place that's this new, there's really not much to say about it unless we go and we experiment more to figure out what's going on in this place, who's there, why they're there. But what I can say is whatever is there, it does feel angry and it doesn't want us there. I would love to go back and check out what is really lying within that house.
So at the end of the day, the House of the Dead in Atchison is definitely haunted. I mean, me personally, I felt like it was a very similar energy to a Sally, a Hinsdale type haunting where it's just, it's dark, it's oppressive, it won't directly talk to you or make noises, but it'll f*** with your head. And that's what I would call something that's demonic or a demon. I know that word's become a buzzword in the paranormal nowadays, but to me, whatever a demon is, whatever you call a demon, to me it's a catch-all for negative energy, something that I don't understand, Obviously, I can't explain, but I don't feel like it's human. And that's what scares me about all of this, is I really don't think that these things that we talk to sometimes ever were human. But, I mean, we got so much evidence that night. I want to thank Steve again for letting us into his place. And if you're ever in Atchison, you should definitely check out the House of the Dead, because I don't know what's going on there. I don't think we reached any sort of conclusion after this investigation.
No,
this was
a lot of
simply a
wild
video
stuff.
that just documented that there is something going on there. The history is there, and we don't know what the hell it is. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you all have been enjoying these Kansas, Missouri videos so far. But it's Colin here. Thank you all so much for watching, and stay spooky.
Alright, usually we get a call out for what the next video is going to be. Drone shots. Very eerie house. Missouri State Penitentiary. Alright, and on top of their list of items, I would also like to remind you, if you like to find out about this video, check the link down below and go ahead and check out their channel as well. Very interesting stuff. I would also like to introduce you to the links down below, where you can also find my social medias. You can also like, share, and subscribe to our channel here. And I would also like to add, one of the links down below, you'll find my Streamlabs, where you can buy this shirt. As a matter of fact, my physical one just came in today. I would suggest that you order a size up from your normal size if you're used to male shirts in particular. I don't know what it is about Streamlabs, but their shirts seem to be like sized down a size, despite what they say. So I ordered a 4X. It fits me nice. It's a little bit long, but I can deal with that. Far worse things that a shirt could be, other than, ooh, heaven forbid, it hides my pockets a little. So that's going to be it for now. Thank you all again for watching. Hope you all stay safe, and I hope you had an interesting evening. And with that said, we will see you all again next time. Pleasant dreams.